What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Sniper with another hot one. I'll wait a few minutes to let some more people get on, but we have a hot one for you today. We are going to be discussing a very interesting, touchy subject that most people do not, you know, don't look into too much. You all like watching Reels TV and you want to watch documentaries and stuff, but nobody digs down into. So I got a special guest out here, Miss Nicholle B. She is the producer of ISO, Melanted, Missing, and Murdered. How you doing today, ma'am?
I'm great. How are you? How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. I'm telling you right now, as you know, we've been discussing this for about a couple of months now, and it is a
Absolutely.
blessing and it's a pleasure to have you on board on here. But before we
Well, thank you
begin,
for
let me
having
go
me.
ahead and yes, ma'am. Renbrock, what's going on, bro? Uh, Together we break chains or change breaker. You done changed it up on you. Man, you can't be doing that. But anyways, we got a few more people coming. But guess what? We're gonna get this party started because it is kind of late. Um, so this is Miss Nicholle B. She's the producer of ISO, Melanted, Missing, and Murdered. Go ahead and give us a little
Melanated.
background.
Oh,
Melanated,
yeah.
sorry, melanated.
That's all right. That's all right. It's late.
It is late. I just got out of
It's-
Bible study and got and came straight here. So,
I
um,
appreciate that. Thank you so much.
so Miss Nicholle, give us a little background about yourself.
So I am a retired firefighter, 24 years. I made it to the rank of captain, decided I wanted to go and do other things, pursue other adventures. One of my adventures that I have been dying to pursue is the answering the questions of melanated, missing, murdered Black men and women. Right now, we're featuring women. We will be featuring men. We have we just have different series. And our first one now is we're kind of highlighting women. And the idea is that there's so many missing, murdered Black and brown people that go un, un undiscussed, right? They'll put maybe if we're lucky, we'll get a blurb in the news, but then it all goes away really quickly. There's no follow up. There's no real pursuit. Anytime you watch like Dateline or 2020, very rarely will you ever see any Black or brown people on there. So I wanted to create a show that highlights and not just highlight, but I also have a research team staff of people that go out and we look for the missing and the murdered. Like we're actually solving crimes.
Got you. So, what was your aspiration? What was your um, how did you get involved with this in this particular documentary, this particular series that you came up with? How did you get involved with it?
So being a firefighter, I've come across a lot of different things over my career. A couple of years back, I had the opportunity to respond to a call where there was a young Black girl at one of the college HBCUs here in Atlanta, and well, what happened was she was raped by her roommate's boyfriend. And we sat there, we cried, we talked, we scheduled lunch the next week. We really bonded. Like I felt like we all bonded, just sitting there. Me, the girl who was raped, the victim who was raped, and also the roommate, the girlfriend, the roommate. We all bonded, had a really, really good conversation. Well, I want to say maybe 2, 3, 4 weeks later, not shortly after that. We didn't make it to lunch the next week, or we had intended, but they were going through finals, your typical finals. I then found out that the girl was missing. The girl who got raped was missing. Well, long story short, turned out the roommate helped the boyfriend kill the girl, the victim.
Mm,
Yeah, and just having been a part of that, like, and I've done some other things. I've worked with Nancy Grace as her fire investigator. A few years back, I worked with Karen Greer on a series, and And in that, we won an Emmy. I was her fire investigator, and we won an Emmy for that. So I've always been interested in cases. The last case that I did, it just so happened that the male who ended up missing, was a coworker's cousin of mine, one of my coworkers' cousins. So, and I didn't know that until well after the fact. So it's just really, I think my life has just led me down this road. And so now that I'm no longer in the fire department, I'm no longer in that fire field of public safety, I am now pursuing the other side. Like, it's one thing to be a first responder, but we never know what happens like after the story, like what happens when we leave. Once we're done, we're done. And as public safety members, we're done. So I want to finish. I want to get to the end of the road and find these people. So that's where I'm at.
I'm gonna say, can you speak louder? I have my volume on full blast. Uh,
I don't, I don't know if that's you or me.
Yeah, all right. So let's get into it.
Okay.
Your when a case comes across your desk,
Mm-hmm.
how do you make it a priority, or do you find, how do you know this one needs to be researched and put out there?
So, as cases come through, we try not to ever minimize any cases at this where we're at right now. We're slow rolling. We're just getting out the gate. We have several cases that's on our docket right now, and we have different teams of people and individuals that we will assign different cases, and we're always looking for people to come in and help out with the research and lending their hands to making sure no case goes unaddressed. And that's the thing, because I don't want to lose anybody. Like when they come to us, I want to make sure that we're addressing it immediately.
Okay. We were in the start. You was telling about a case that happened north somewhere that you was really involved with. I forgot the city you were talking about.
Okay, I think
Oh,
you're
I
talking.
had written down something.
I think you're asking me about
Go
the
ahead.
Flora 4. Can you hear
Yes,
me?
yes, yes, yes. Talk to us about that.
So in Flora, Indiana, 10 years ago, there were 4 young girls who were lying in bed and never woke up from their slumber. And that's because someone broke into the mom's house, into the family's house, and it was a single mom with her 4 daughters. Someone broke into the house and unfortunately set the house on fire, and those young babies did not make it out. The mom barely made it out. She tried to go back in several times, but the smoke overcame her. She was in a coma for a while, but and unfortunately, the police department there actually accused her of setting the fire.
Mm.
And but here's the thing: in that little small town, they were one family of very, very, very few Black people in that town. Unfortunately, it's 2016, still a very, very racist community.
So you talked earlier about the missing and murdered and of Black. Why that we watch this show's Dateline you mentioned earlier, and you watch this unsolved truth, or the why is the you investigate they don't show the typical Black girl typical black male. Why did they hold that out in your opinion?
So you just came back. You sound really good right now. Say that one more time really quick. Oh, did I lose you? Oh, I think we might have lost him. Can you pass me my phone charger in the back? It's blue. Should be within a gray bag. Okay, maybe I should go out and come back in.
All right, I'm back. I don't know what happened. StreamYard is working crazy.
Oh, glad you're back. You sound way better, way better.
Okay, so I don't know. Did you answer the question while I was gone, trying to get
I
back up?
didn't know because it was coming through really bad. I was struggling to hear you in the
Okay,
beginning.
so when I was the question I asked is basically is why do the TV shows and the murder mysteries, the crime solving mysteries, crime shows, they do not show enough of the black folks as they do of the Caucasian folks.
I mean, we're still in that space where we as a community have to stop looking for other people in other communities to highlight our ills of our society. You know, the things that's going wrong in our society. I mean, it's a platform by non-blacks that feature non-blacks, and that's why I wanted to create this particular show, because at this rate we're looking at like um we have enough people in our community to create our own show, you know,
Mm-hmm.
to target our own, have our own targeted audiences. Can you have my iPad?
Um, so let's get into your crime investigation and let's get into a little bit about your show that you got coming on.
Okay.
What's the very first step you take when you start when starting a crime investigation?
So for us is I don't want to come from a standpoint of announcing guilt. I come from a very unbiased space. When a case is presented to me, I don't pick sides. I don't choose sides. I try to see the case for strictly the facts of what the case may bring. I listen to the family, I listen to the friends, I listen to the witnesses of those individuals, and that's what. Um, so once I do that, then I can determine, okay, which direction do we go on? What questions need to be answered? What questions are out there that need to be answered? And when those answers come about, does it follow the track of realism? Like, is it realistic for these things to happen? Case in point, the case that I'm working on now that you'll see that's going to come up, I think it'd be one of our first episodes. It's a
Mm-hmm.
young lady. It that died here in Atlanta. She's actually over here in Austell. She allegedly, supposedly, according to the police documentation, she shot herself in the head. But where she shot herself in the head did not seem consistent with the idea that, or what was written in the ME's report, the fact that there was no hole in her wig. And we as black people know how wigs sit. We know if we don't know nothing else, we know how we gonna set them wigs.
Right.
Right. And so if you shoot yourself in the head, my thing is, especially if you're coming from this standpoint, you hit that wig all day. Why was there not a hole in the wig? And that's the thing.
Mm,
Now, I'm not saying that maybe there was something that happened that I don't know, but I haven't gotten to that space. So those are the questions that the friends had, the people had, her families brought the case to me. That was one of their concerns. And when I actually read the medical examiner's report, that was a bit confusing because I explained it away as well. She shot herself in the head. Sure, she shot herself here. She's missed the wig all day. But then when I look at the pictures on where she actually shot herself, is like more so here. It's like, okay, well, now we're not making sense. Now we got to make this make sense.
right.
And so there are so many things about this particular case that is concerning. The case was open on the 22nd of August and closed on the 25th. So no real uh, effort to me was put into the investigation, and I'm not saying it's no real effort. So let me take that back, because I don't want to say policemen are not, or policewomen are not doing what they're supposed to do. But what I'm saying is, I think that something may have been missed, and that could be because of information that was provided to the police. Because you only know what you know, right? They can only
Right.
go with what's provided to them. So if somebody provided them with misinformation, now we can see why these things would align in their mind. And so now I'm taking out all these thousand of those. I'm taking it out of the King James version, and I'm like, okay, let's just see it for what it is. Let's just look at what we have. Let's just look at the facts and stick with the meats and potatoes and see how things make sense. Or if it makes sense, because it just may not make sense.
Right. Well, we did one a couple of years ago. One of my Wolfpack sisters brought a story to us that they wanted to do a documentary on it, on what's the IMB something, um, and they were saying because the guy who was murdered, who was unalive, and we got to watch our verbiage on here because they will take us off here.
Oh,
Um,
got you.
when unalive, he they said that he unalived himself, but he was right-handed with a cast on his right hand, and he shot him.
Mm.
He unalived himself using his left hand. He was like, that don't make no sense,
Mm-hmm.
because me myself, who has been with weapons and stuff like that, I'm like, you know how difficult it is to hold a weapon with your opposite hand,
Non-dominant.
man,
Yeah,
non-dominant.
non-dominant. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, yeah, because I mean, I am a connoisseur of weaponry, so I totally understand that. For me though, I'm ambidextrous, so I can do it with both hands. Um, I that's an interesting one though, because that was one of the first things that I looked at with this case. Like, is the gun is in her right hand? Okay, she's right-handed. Check. That's checks the box.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that didn't check the box for me was that there was no gun splatter on her hands or the wall or the gun itself. Because if you do this with the gun, I don't see how not like a little speckle of blood would hit, and it didn't.
Now, did
Well,
she have
let
any
me just.
residue?
So the unfortunate part was she had been dead for some time by the time they found her. And when they found her, the radio was turned up like super loud to kind of drown out the blood. I mean, I'm sorry, the pew pew, the
The
sound.
sound of it? Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they did not do any residue. None. They did no residue testing. Again, I
yeah.
don't think it's to the fault of the first responders, to the police. I think this is more so you listen to witnesses, because that's what they do. You listen to witnesses, right? And I think that maybe in some of the conversations that was had, that were had at the time, there was probably some leading down different roads that seemed plausible. You get the right people, sounds great. That's another case closed. But again, that's another reason why I'm really, really adamant about the melanated missing and murdered part, because here's the thing is it the police have a lot on their hands, and regardless of color, regardless of gender, right, regardless of sexuality, people had the police department have a lot to work with.
Right.
And I want to be able to give a level of credence and investigate in investigating these types of cases. Like, I want to be able to say, you got something, we got it, don't worry, but we got it. Because I think a lot of families go these questions go unanswered. The one that keeps coming up over and over and over again, the family of Kendrick, is Kendrick Jordan, I think is his name. He's the young boy who was allegedly killed in the mats,
Right. Right.
remember, supposedly.
Yes, yes. I just watched that again.
Yeah.
We had that discussion too, and we know who unalived him. I mean, it's a known fact who unalived him.
Right.
Um,
Wow.
but the sad reality is that is a lot of politics involved with it.
It's what it looks like. It's what it seems like. And but see, that's when you'll hire out, this is where we come in and we conduct the investigation on our own, and because there's so many unanswered questions
Right.
to that story just by itself. And I think that if we have our own microcosm of a community, if we have our own quote unquote Wall Street, Black Wall Street, in regards to like these things, these different types of companies, these businesses like this, like me, I think we can get a lot of answers instead of waiting and hoping that other people, other communities will do it for us.
Yes, yes, because that case right there was. I mean, I mean, I don't know if most people um, have seen it, but Mr. Kendrick uh, is right there in Valdosta.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Kendrick was got in a fight with two brothers,
Mm-hmm.
and
And now brothers, like you're talking blood brothers.
yeah, blood brothers,
Yes.
and got
Not
in
of
a
the
fight.
same persuasion.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
and they he was shown going into the gym. He was
Mm-hmm.
shown running from someone, and next thing you know, the next day he was found it rolled up in cheerleading mats.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just crazy because it said, I remember when that story first came across the news. They found him. He was reaching for something under the mat. And I mean, that fell in the mat. So I was like,
His
really?
shoes. Yeah, they said he
Yeah,
was
yeah,
reaching
yeah,
for his
yeah.
shoes,
Right, right,
and
right, right.
and the only and he's reaching for his shoes, but the way he was rolled up, that should have caught investigators' eyes on it, is that his shoes were nowhere near the mat.
Nowhere near.
Now, and then his other shoes was
Right,
placed on top of him while he was upside down.
right. How
His
did that
legs
work?
were twisted. So
Right,
when you roll somebody up and the leg um, is twisted, you had to be rolled up in there. You did not fall in there with your legs twisted.
right, right,
But that case
right.
right there, and it just how happens that the parent of those Caucasian fellas was part of the FBI.
Mm-hmm. Right. Absolutely.
I've been all
Absolutely.
on that one. I mean,
Yeah.
I got a notepad with notes all on it because I was so mad
Right.
watching that one.
Yeah, that was
So,
crazy.
mm, so have you
Yeah,
ever?
because go
Oh, go
ahead.
ahead. Go ahead. No, no, go ahead and finish what you're saying.
Oh, yeah. So they were so yeah, that was the last thing. I was just this interesting case. And then they're saying that now they've got judges tied up in it, falsifying documents, all kinds of different things. And it's unfortunate. And I hate to say this, but it's gonna take an act of God. It's gonna take a complete act of God for this case to come to the satisfaction and conclusion that the family wants, because they're going to do everything in their power to shut this case down.
Right. It's gonna
And
it's
I'm,
going it's going to take
mhm,
some it's going to take some real good not only investigating on it, but it's going to take some very good lawyers to stand up and say, because they had a lawyer and he got paid off and left.
that's right. That's right. Yeah, absolutely. And it's gonna take somebody who knows what they know to come out and say, "Hey, here's my confession," and that's not gonna happen.
Hmm.
Yeah.
um how do you when you come to your producing, how do
Hmm.
you approach telling stories that involve real victims and families?
Now say that one more time,
How
because
do you approach,
all of our stories involve real victims and families. So what do you mean?
like how do you like so basically what I'm asking is like when you see a case and you're going to investigate it, and like you say, you don't like leaving none unturned, but you
Mhm.
prioritize it. How do you approach the families, and how do you approach the the witnesses and stuff like that? How do
Mhm.
you approach them and say, hey, I would like to make a documentary, I wanted to get your and but this is a real documentary that's going to potentially get your this case solved?
Mhm. So, great question. And we're out there for families to reach out to us if they would like us to investigate their cases.
Mm-hmm.
We have everything. We've got law enforcement. We have connections to law enforcement. We have connections to mental health affiliates. So that way that they're, these are real lives, right? These are
Mm-hmm.
real people's lives, and they're going through. And a lot of people aren't equipped mentally, emotionally, to be able to handle some of the things that they're going to find out. And so we've incorporated our mental health. We're addressing the mental health side of it as well. So we have our people on standby, our psychologists on standby to help those families and those individuals in need as we go through the investigation, and things have to be explained really, really gingerly. But how we go about when we're seeking people is, I mean, we'll come out like, this is who we are. We're ISO melanated missing murdered, and this is what we do. Like, this is our story. This is our passion. It's our mission. It's our vision. We want these cases to be solved. We want parents, siblings, and family members and friends to find closure. And we're not just looking for dead people. Like, we're looking to bring people home. Atlanta is huge for sex trafficking. It's the number one hub for sex trafficking. And that's men and women alike, right? And so we're looking to bring home those missing family members. And so we ultimately want a happy ending. We really want it. No matter how it happens, no matter what makes the family brings closure, we want a closed ending. That's what we would like.
Gotcha. Yeah, I can't wait till the show comes out. I can't wait to be able to see the from start to finish how and see, and I pray, and I've since I known since we and you started talking, and ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something real quick. Um, Not only does she do this, but she does work 12 hours in a hospital. So, hey, I don't know where she get the time to do
I
this.
know.
And we just
Yeah.
happened to be talking one day, and I was like, yeah, I do some interviews and stuff like that. And she showed me um, a video of her new show coming out. And I was like, ooh, I would love to get you on it. Wait a minute. How do you do this and do this all at the same time?
Yeah, it's a lot of work. It's
Yeah.
But it's my passion. Like, I love what we do at the hospital. Like, I love that. I had a great time on pod 3. With a That is probably my favorite pod. I don't get on there enough, but I tell you, I met the sweetest black woman trapped in a 38-year-old white male body. I just the sweetest. Just the best. And he is so funny. He was like, us black girls gotta stick together. I was like, you know it, black girl magic.
It's the same where you you not no real cop, you just security. Thanks for telling me. But
Right, thank you.
I got a question for you though. My liver
Right.
is hurting on no, you said I was security. You didn't say nothing
That's
about me
right.
being a nurse.
Oh, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. Oh
So
man. Mm,
during your producing and
yeah.
during your producing, and when did this all come about that you got with the people that you're with, and you started building up the cases? And this is going to be a twofold question here, but what what was the most frustrating part when you started and you started working on a case, and then what was the most blessing part in the same sentence? Does that make sense?
Hmm. It's closure. And for me, it's always the best part is always closure. The frustrating part is the not knowing. We had so a friend, a really good friend of mine. She and I worked. I met her when I worked on the Karen Greer case. She's a police detective down in Hateville. Great lady. She's got her own crime in her own crime business. She's written a book that is so intriguing. I'm gonna drop the name of it here in a minute because I want you guys to go out and get her book. It's on Amazon. This book is crazy thriller. If you love thrillers, this book is it. This book
Mm.
has it all. Oh yeah. Um and so she and I connected one time with another case that was here in Atlanta. I left work, went out and met her. There was a missing mother, and it was the craziest thing. She went out, I wonder if I remember correctly, she went out and the cameras caught her coming back home, like the across the street neighbors caught her coming back home, but never saw her left the house, and never saw her leave the house after that.
Hmm.
So we ended up in a space, and I don't even know how we ended up triangulating into this one particular space. It was really weird. But she and I went there. We walked around. We walked around. We walked around. We went back home. Like, okay, there's nothing here. She's not. We're not finding her. It doesn't seem like she's here. Well, little did we know she was right there. We just didn't go far enough. We just didn't step far enough. But it's the joy of being able to find to be able to give the family closure. I think that's more than anything. It's unfortunate that everybody doesn't have the happy ending of bringing that loved one home, but there is the ending that people are no longer worried. They're no longer um sleeping at night not knowing where their loved one is. So to me, I think that brings my heart joy.
Mm. Has there ever been a moment where a story was felt too heavy to tell?
No, not yet. I have
Mm.
not. I've not come to that one just yet. Not just yet. Now I will say the Florida case has so many twists and turns to it. It will leave you spellbound. It's so incredible. Some of the things that happen in that story is heartbreaking. Now that's a heavy one, but I think with my training as a firefighter for 24 years, it's hard to shock me.
Right, right.
It's really hard to trip me up because I've seen so much. I've dealt with so much in these last few years, um, and especially being in the city of Atlanta because I worked for the city of Atlanta for 24 years, so you can imagine some of the things that I may have seen, you
Right,
know.
right, right.
So
And the
yeah,
ATL, Shawty, you don't know what you're
eh,
gonna get.
you have no idea. That is some of the some of the wildest stories I can tell you. Some crazy things that'll leave you, your jaw on the ground.
Hmm. With between the how many investigations have you but since doing the show, how many investigations have you done so far with it?
So far, we're on our third one right now. So we're
Okay.
really new as far as the show is concerned. But I've done others outside of the show. This show just came to me February. I
Yeah.
just This just started in February. I was on a flight and I end up sitting next to a guy who manages a lot of other celebrities. So he and I got a chance to just chop it up about a lot of things, and he kind of put that, "Well, I dare you," and I'm like, "Really? Okay, well, how about why show you?" So that's how I ended up doing this show, because I told him I had been wanting to do something for so long, and I just never carved the time out, and so now I'm carving the time out.
Got you. Hey, I'm saying, when do you sleep?
I know.
At what hours?
My Apple Watch says you got poor sleep quality. I usually get a 20.
Right,
So, and it's like, oh, your average last week was 4 hours, but I try. I'm doing better now. Cut back some hours at the hospital, and I'm just really trying to make this be what I do. Like I said, I gotta stop running from my passion, and
right.
here's where I am. Yeah.
Uh, what out of the few that you've done, which one is the most challenging?
I would have to say, oh, so the one that I'm really pulling teeth, and I've been pulling teeth on this one since before the show. Now, this was before this show. And it was one of the reasons why I had, and Cheryl was another, my friend Cheryl, she was another reason why I started doing this whole missing black and brown women thing, because she and I were always doing missing cases together. And she's
Right.
like, "Why don't you do something for black people?" Like, I'm like, you know what? You're right. It's almost racist, but okay, I will. So, but yeah, there's this case that happened also out here in Smyrna, and the young lady, and you'll see her on my some of my videos, Olivia Wright. She was a playwright.
Hmm.
She's done a couple of things, and they found her body in a burned out apartment. Not and the, but the apartment didn't burn all the way. Apparently, the arsonist slash killer didn't know how to set the proper fire, and once fire department got there, they snuffed the fire out pretty quickly, which left her body unburned. So they were able to determine and tell that the injury she sustained had nothing to do with the fire. Her reason for the death was unrelated to the fire. So I'm
Hmm.
kind of pulling teeth a little bit, but I finally heard back from the detective. So I'm hoping this week we can crack down this brick wall. I've reached out to her family on Facebook. I've just really been and they've been non-responsive. So I don't know. I'm really hoping that this is and it's a fresh case. It just happened in September of last year. So
Hmm.
and I don't want to keep seeing all these cases of us going unsolved,
Right.
unaddressed, right? Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Now, do you believe that investigative media can actually bring justice or solve a lot of these cases?
I do. I do. I absolutely believe that. I sure do. I think it takes the community, because investigative media, we're here in the community, right? We're a part of this city. We're a part of the people walking around who know, who sees, who can say, right? And we're not intimidating, we're not intimidating as
Mhm.
say like going to a police station. Like we're not, you come and say, hey Nick, this is what I did see, here's what, and we have an anonymous tip line. You can just type in to our website and drop your, hey, this is what I know, this is what I see, this is what I've heard. You can drop that into our tip line and never have to be, you never have to worry about somebody following up or being accused, unless you are a part of the story. But I think that we don't have that intimidation factor.
Right. Now, you said earlier, let's do this real quick and
Hmm.
explain more. Um, we've heard about the investigation part. We heard about explain more what people should get out of your out of this new series, and explain where is it going to be. Where can we watch it, and so we can keep this thing going for you, because as much as we watch, it's going to y'all going to it's going to continue for you. So, and we'd love to do
Absolutely.
that. So go ahead
Love
and do
that.
that for us.
Okay. So what are you going to get out of the show? Well, what you'll get is cold hard facts. You're gonna be, and I don't want to say entertained, but you're gonna be entertained. You're gonna be intrigued. You're going to be sucked in and pulled into every investigation, and you're going to want to be a part of it because we are bringing everything to the table. We are bringing the intrigue. We are bringing the mystery. We're bringing that desire to solve these unsolved cases. I'm going to give you all enough information. We're going to give you what we have. And we want our audience to participate. Like it's a fully interactive, participating type of show. You're going to find us on all streaming podcasts, Spotify, Apple, and we're looking for, and we're hoping and praying when we do our pilot and set our pilot out that we could get the own network. Like that's what we want to be on. So that's what I go to bed at night thinking. If I could just get on, or if Oprah would just give me a call and say that she's my long lost mother and then I can quit at the hospital.
And when you make it to the top, remember, hey, listen, I get you. I
I
got
got
you.
you. I got you. I got you.
um,
But
so, ladies and gentlemen, if y'all have any questions, I know I skipped over a couple of questions already from together. Um, he's reaching out for help. Da 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 da. I don't know what some of these. If y'all got any questions, go ahead and put it in there. So let's go to the trafficking part. The trafficking part, and that's probably out of all the cases, is probably to me would be the most difficult
mm-hmm.
because they are not just stateside; they're getting sent off of out of country
Right.
and stuff.
That's right.
So how does your investigating team, how are y'all trying to handle or enhance the process to trying to find these young ladies, young men? Because believe it or not, men are being trafficked too.
Oh yeah, I know. Oh, I know. That's why I said it's genderless. Like
Mm-hmm.
it crosses all genders. It crosses race. Like it's a potpourri of everything. Like but sex trafficking is a huge space, and we're going to partner. We'll be partnering with definitely multiple organizations in order to help combat, say, the sex trafficking rings. Of course, because no one's going to be able to do this single handedly. Of It's expensive. It makes a lot of money. It's a $1 billion business, and it takes money to make this business what it is. So we'll be up against a lot of different, a lot of different coins that we don't have, right? But I think that what has to happen now, what has to start yesterday, what has to continue yesterday, because not that it hasn't happened, but there
Mm-hmm.
still has to be more conversation. There still has to be more awareness, with these young ladies. I had a nonprofit years ago, and we put on these annual programs, and it was called Loving Me More. And it was for young girls, 11 to 19. It's Loving Me More: How to Prevent the Potential P's, Prison, Prostitution, Pregnancy, and Peer Pressure. And all of that stuff leads to, and I'm gonna say all, but those things there lead to the sex trafficking, leads these young girls off into spaces and places that they shouldn't be, and young
Right.
men, because we did it for the same thing for young men as well. We had the same thing for young men. Um, because they get affected by the same thing, right? They're
Right.
prostituting. And if they're, of course, they're not getting pregnant, but they're getting other people pregnant. So there are so there are these traps that's happening. Um, and the prison system doesn't help. The school systems aren't helping. So I think that we have to do something really honestly with focusing in on the school system, having that education in the school system. That's the missing mark. And now we're not saying it's not all high school girls or college age girls, but I think that if there is that school system, that training from kindergarten on up, all the way till they graduate, you have to hammer in how important it is for these young girls and boys to recognize um, the dangers that are out there. Uh, you get in fight with your parents, you want to walk out the door, you leave. My daughter did that the other day. She's 14 and she's constantly like, "Oh, I'm just gonna leave." Like, okay, well, okay, we'll see how this works out for you.
Right,
So,
right,
but it's we're battling the ills of that teenage hormonal shenanigans. But yeah, these kids have to understand that there is a danger, much the danger that they can't see, much darker than what their eyes can see, and they don't
right,
get it. But I think that it's only going to be once it's been instilled, the education is out there. They've got to put this stuff into the school system. But I would like the premise of missing or melanated missing and murder to highlight and to constantly drill in the dangers of sex trafficking.
right.
You know.
Um, Change Breaker said the schools are too busy trying to encourage sex change.
That's
You would love my sis. I'm telling you, she ain't got no filter. She ain't got nothing.
I
She
love
says it how
that.
it is. She lives in California, so
I
it's
love that.
crazy.
Thank you,
Uh,
sis.
let's see. Hey fam, if y'all got any questions, go ahead and put it on there. And if we got any questions, I'm just going through my notes, making sure I hit all
I love that.
the points I wanted to hit. Um, if there's one thing that the public misunderstands about crime investigation, what is it?
The one thing the public misunderstands. Oh boy. I think how quickly the turnaround can be. I think a lot of times, and that's why I'm really adamant when I say I'm not out here to blame police officers. Like I don't want that to be the premise. A lot of people are like, oh, you better be careful because they're gonna come after you if you're out here highlighting that they're not doing their job. And I'm like, no, because being a public safety person myself, it's not about. I'm not out here to point fingers at any police department uh investigations. I'm not out here to highlight what went bad. I'm here to say, okay, what did we miss? What can we do to bring this case to a close? And
Mm-hmm.
so I think that a lot of times the public look at it like they look at it from the standpoint of sometimes it's a racial thing. Sometimes they feel like the police were lazy and just didn't want to do their job. And I'm not saying that that's not the case in some instances. But at the end of the day, I think that if the public would just understand that a lot of police officers, like us as firefighters, we have a lot going on. There's the mental health and public safety is another thing that is
Mm.
rarely addressed, right? And so we have to remember too that the people doing these investigations, they're humans. They're humans, and they have feelings, and they have triggers, and they're just all of these different things that come with investigating these different circumstances. But that's why I say with ISO, we're looking to do things a lot different, bringing in that mental health component. I think is going to be a game changer. It's going to help out a whole lot.
And that was going to be my next question: is how do you protect your mental health while dealing with a heavy content like this?
You have to be able to address that. Like I still am a public speaker for mental health, and I've written a book called Brick by Brick: The True Cost of Poor Leadership in the Fire Service. But that goes across really a lot of different professions. And right now I have a what I call it's like a protocol for how do you recognize and how do you respond to public safety individuals who might be experiencing mental health issues.
Mm.
And so I'm on the circuit with that. And you say I don't sleep. I don't, because but if I'm not doing the ISO stuff, I'm on the circuit like doing my public speaking for public safety individuals. So
Do you have some what's the question? Do you have money into Folgers? Folgers, the coffee.
No, I
The
don't. I
best part of
should
waking up,
though. I
because I know you
know.
be
I
drinking.
should. I should. Well, no, because my thing is Red Bull.
Oh man, you better put some stock into that too.
I need to
You
do that.
uh um Chainbreaker said, "What about the Shanquilla Robinson case? Have you heard of that?"
I haven't, but school me. Tell me.
Hey, together, if you want to come up and you want to ask questions about that or explain that, we definitely can do that.
Yeah.
Let's see which.
Shaquilla Robinson. Why does that it sounds so familiar? What state was that in?
Let me. I'm gonna drop the link for her so she can come up.
Oh, good.
Um, I think this is man, get out of there. Let's see. Copy, and I'm just going to drop it into our little chat we got. And I dropped it in the chat. She should be up here in a second.
I love that.
She's another one, and I wish you could meet our other sister. We don't put our names out here because people take it, and as you could make different type of comments and stuff in there. But
Mm.
the other sister in here, you knew, she did a lot of investigating and stuff, and she probably get you on with the one that we was talking about earlier about the gentleman who they said unalive himself with his non-dominant hand. Um, let's see. While she is trying to come up, let's see. Let's see. Anything I missed? Anything
You know
else you would
what's
like to share?
you know what's interesting, and because I have a friend of mine, he has a radio show, 101.3. If you guys ever want to listen to it, the Pulse. It is also an app. A great. I mean, he's 6 to 10. He's amazing, amazing. I really love listening to their talk show.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, like I said, 101.3, the Pulse. Uh, so he's really cautious about saying, I think he won't say Jeffrey, EP or whatever, because they said that gets taken down, and you can't use the word white because you have to use YT people.
Right.
And also the last one, what you just said, unalive. Like, do they not realize that people know what unalive mean? Like, like
You know what?
how does that work? Like, why are we acting as though no one is going to know what the word unalive mean? Like, I don't, it doesn't matter what part of the world you're in. Unalived equals
Unalive.
unalive. I mean, it's the same. Like, what are we shielding? Who are we shielding? Because we're not shielding anyone. That's really
Exactly.
interesting.
And it's just a YouTube thing that don't allow you to say certain words,
Mm,
and then it triggers it. Like you have to say grape,
mm, mm,
um, unalive.
mm.
Um, so it is and we got to catch ourselves a lot because I have no. Um, here we go. Because I just be like, yeah, let's do it. Hello, together. How you doing, sis?
Hanging in there like a stamp on a letter, waiting to be mailed off.
Ooh, I like that. I love that. That means you are tight.
I
You ain't
got
moving
issues, y'all.
nowhere.
Yeah, hey, look, we're gonna try to home and in today, okay?
Oh,
I
let's
got
do it.
issues.
So,
I love
uh,
it.
this is Miss Nicholle Brock. She was doing the show ISO, Melanated,
Mhm.
Missing, and Murdered. And yeah, you've been here the whole time. I hope you
Yes.
enjoy yourself while you've been doing this. So go ahead and tell us about this. I asked you a question about this Shanquilla Robinson case.
Yeah, so a few years back, Shanquilla Robinson, I believe she's from Carolina, one of the Carolinas, And so she and her friends went to Cabo. They called them the Cabo Six, the ones that took her life.
That's the name. That's why I
Yeah.
recognize that. That's right.
Yeah,
But
so I'm trying to figure out why is it just because like they said one of the people, I guess, um family works in some part of government, but Mexico is now saying they don't care where your relative worked, you committed a crime on our soil. So I don't really know what's going on with that case, and I've been trying to figure out what steps can they take now, even though the parents are fighting hard.
mm-hmm. So, and that's interesting because somebody else brought, I've had a couple people bring that up, but they couldn't remember her name. They would just say, remember the girl in Mexico? So that's why that rings a bell. I'm going to look into that because I honestly thought those people were already found guilty or they were, they were going to court for her murder, like for her death.
Yeah, they put out an arrest warrant for the girl that literally caused her unaliving.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if they can expedite her back. It's been nearly 3 years, so I'm trying to figure out which is crazy. And then there's another case that really disturbs me out here in California. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Sorry about that. There was some twin boys that were adopted, and
Mm-hmm.
Oren and Orson West. So we
Mm-hmm.
know that they're in jail right now. So my biggest issue with that is that how is it that you guys personally, I know that they have it because they used to advertise. They have stuff called truth serum where they can
Mm-hmm.
inject you and cause you to tell the truth. They don't
Mm-hmm.
know where these children's bodies are, but the kids that lived in the home did say that they witnessed the unaliving. I guess the family made them do it or something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but as they were trying to uncover the case, multiple people's lives were being threatened and all kinds of stuff. So I'm like, what the Hindenburg is going on?
No, so I was thinking that you were might have been mentioning the twin boys that Anthony, what was that? Was that Stone? That wasn't Stone Mountain. Oh gosh, I'm trying to think where they were at. I think maybe Kennesaw Mountain.
It was a
You know what I'm
Kennestone Mountain, right?
talking? Is that it? I'm not
I
sure, but
believe it was there.
yeah,
No, I'm talking about
and
the ones that were out here in California
but
in
you
the place called
yeah, the
California
little
City.
kids. I do see
Yeah,
that one, the
it was.
adopted parents, but they were
Yeah,
charged in the disappearance, right? But they never went to jail for it.
they were charged. The family is still fighting. They want to know where are the bodies. There is no whereabouts of where the bodies are. We don't know. And so many people kept saying they saw them on the freeway. They were saying that they were in, blank trafficking, if you get what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it was just so much stuff. And the guy was super arrogant. The wife, when they did the interview, you can just tell by the interviews that was done, and it ended
Mm-hmm.
up being found like the kids that were, I guess, maybe their biological kids end up, ratting them out, even though they're in jail still.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, because they
we
got
need to know
life.
where those. I don't know.
Yeah, they did. They got the adopted parents ended up getting life in prison. They got life in prison.
Mm. You, the twin
Jacqueline
boys
and
we're talking about.
Trezell.
Mm-hmm. They got sentenced 15 years to life in prison plus 4 years.
Mm.
I didn't know that.
Trezell and Jacqueline West, accused of killing the young boys 3 years ago, were sentenced to 15 to life.
What? I hope they don't ever get out. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you this. My biggest issue with that is
Mm-hmm.
I feel that the grandparents, I
Mm-hmm.
really believe that they knew something as well. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
One minute the kids are coming, and all of a sudden the kids disappear. Now my thing is this: why didn't you say, hey, Where the
Right.
kids at? What's going on?
Absolutely.
You were a
Absolutely.
part of the cover up, and that's the part that I
Mm,
say they all need. Everybody that was
mm,
involved needs to be locked up. Like, you knew
mm,
that they had these children, you knew that he had this type of temper. I think that the
mm-hmm,
grandparents need to be locked up, the family members that knew about these kids, anybody that knew, and even like, let's say they were in school.
mm-hmm.
I believe that the schools, the doctors,
Oh yeah.
everybody that knew about these kids or had some type of
Contact.
relationship or contact
Mm-hmm.
with these kids, I think they all
Mm-hmm.
should be locked up in jail until answers. Even the kids, I believe that those kids need to go into a juvenile system
Mm.
until somebody tells the truth about what happened, and let it be like some counselors that are talking to them without feeling threatened, because when the kids
Mm-hmm.
feel threatened, they're not going to speak. You got to play games with them like
Right.
dolls and
That's right.
all
Right.
kinds of,
Right. Right.
yeah.
And
I
here's
don't
the
want you to
thing
push
though,
yourself.
because were there other, if there were, and I think you're saying that there may have been other kids, the West, they had other kids as well.
Yes, they did. They had their own kids, and then they had, I believe, a couple of other adopted children.
Mm.
And they tried to paint the mom out to be a monster. The
Mm-hmm.
first adopted mother that had the
Mm-hmm.
twins, she developed a really, really close relationship with her. And so
Mm.
the thing of it is with CPS,
Mm-hmm.
um, if if you show any type of remorse or love or compassion toward a kid, especially as a social worker, they want to remove you as quickly as
Mm.
possible because they need those kids to be in the system, which
Mm-hmm.
generates money.
Money. Yeah, that's money. Yep.
So
Yep.
Bill Clinton, he created a bill. I can't remember the name of the bill, but he created a bill when he was in presidency, and basically to break it down, if there are good kids, take the good kids out of the homes, leave the ones that are damaged goods. You know what I'm saying? So if you have a well-behaved child and that child is well behaved, and all of a sudden, they could even lie and say that it was the report. One of the things you never do is let them in your home. You never
Mm.
volunteer information. If your children, they happen to come to the school and you have kids, don't audio record. Tell your kids to
Mm-hmm.
video record the conversation, because they cannot remove their phone from them if they're
Mm.
not in violation. So that
Mm.
way they'll have a video recording of the conversation between them and the social worker. If you
Mm.
have any, like, one dish in the sink, they can constitute that as having a pile of
The
dishes.
filth.
If you're
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if
Wow.
you're emotional, they can say that you're mentally unstable. And
Mm.
what they do is they'll tell me, like, say for instance, uh I'll call a lady and I know she lives 2 hours away. I'll be like, oh, you got to be at this appointment at 6 o'clock. And she's like, well, you called me at 3:30. How am I going to get there? Or you called me
Yeah.
at 5 o'clock. How am I going to get there? So if I
Yeah.
don't make it, then they say that I'm uncooperative. I didn't meet the
Mm-hmm.
make the meetings. I'm being
Mm-hmm.
uncooperative. And don't ever get a DA, because they are swamped. They
Oh,
get 5 to 15 minutes to
yep.
help you.
Public
But if you
defender is
get a
terrible. A public defender is the worst thing you
yes,
can do. Yep,
Mm.
absolutely.
yes,
Yep.
Hey, that
yeah,
that
huh?
one you was talking about, Nicholle, was
Mm-hmm.
in. I knew it was somewhere close. It wasn't close, but that's in Gwinnett County
Gwinnett.
and
Okay.
Bell Mountain.
Bell Mountain. That's it. That's it. So we had a case very similar here, but it wasn't any parents involved. This said these two boys, they're twins, and they were about to graduate. Had they graduated high school or just
Yeah,
graduated or
just had
something like
19
that?
years old.
Yeah, they were on their way to college. They were literally on their way to their college when allegedly they went to this particular mountain and disappeared. And no one knows. Did they disappear or they were found dead? They found them there dead,
They
right?
they, they found them unalive.
Unalived. I'm
Yeah, we
sorry.
gotta
God, I
say
can't think. I gotta remember
unalive.
that.
Yeah.
Unalived. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting that. It found them unalived.
And
That's
for
right.
a weapon, you gotta say a pow pow, you know, and for
The pew pew. Yeah,
termination,
absolutely.
you gotta say
Yes.
red rum instead of
Right.
the M
That's right.
word. So
Yeah.
it's really sad that they actually changed and taken away our freedom of speech. You know what I'm saying?
It really
It's
is.
just ridiculous. It's so
Yeah.
ridiculous.
So yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys back the platform. I enjoyed talking to
Well,
you. I wish you
yeah.
a
Thank
lifetime of
you.
success,
Thank you
and
so
I hope
much.
everything works out so well for you. Thank
Oh
you, bro.
yes.
hey, you don't have any more
I was
questions or
being
anything?
good today. I was being good today.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
You
You
did a
took,
great job. I
hey,
appreciate you bringing that.
hey.
I
I
hey,
was being
appreciate you bringing
good.
that.
she took her medicine before she got on.
That's
It's
all right.
fast acting.
Hey, but here's a good thing. We got your answer. We At least your
How you
question
know I
got
take
answered.
medicine? How you know I
Uh-oh.
take medicine,
Uh-oh.
peanut head?
Uh-oh. No, he
You
didn't.
gonna
He didn't
throw me
call you
under
out.
the bus
He
like
did.
that?
Hey,
How
he's
about I throw
violating your
you under a
HIPAA.
train?
He's
Yeah,
violating
how
your
about I
HIPAA.
throw you under the train? We gonna talk about that one, homeboy. No,
Hey,
let's keep
do you have any you got any more questions that you want to ask before you jump off? You're more than welcome to.
Why you so ugly?
Oh, seriously?
You
She was
started it. I was
funny.
being
She was
good.
Now,
funny.
hey,
I
so
was being
Nicole,
good.
one thing about Together is that she also is a writer and she writes for films too.
Oh
So
wow. I need
that
to get her information. We
yeah,
gotta exchange
And
information,
music,
sis.
and music,
and
and
music and
Oh,
music.
go ahead.
ooh,
That's all
ooh,
right.
ooh. I got another channel too. So it's called When God Speaks Listen. I've been putting my music on that channel.
Oh, nice. When God
Mm.
speaks, listen.
Hmm.
I'm gonna look you up right now.
You'll see it. I ain't putting no nasty songs on there.
You bet
She
not when it
is
says when God
hilarious.
speaks.
Because the reason why, because I'm not paying no child support for nobody's babies. Okay?
That's
You're
all
talking about
right,
it's because of your
baby.
song. No, thank you. Nope. I'm gonna keep it. I say for the grown folk, for the married folk. So if you ain't married and you try to, that's on you. I cover me.
So what platform are you on?
I'm only on YouTube right now. I was
Okay.
doing TikTok, but I was like, nah, I don't never really go live. I used to try, but I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
nah, I'm good. I'm good.
Right.
People come in and say stuff to me, I might forget I'm on a platform.
Oh, dang it.
I
I
might
love that.
Speaking about platforms, where else can people find you, Nicole?
So we are on IG. You just go under ISO melanated missing, um, red rummed. And we're on TikTok, we're on YouTube, Apple, Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, RSS. I think that's it. I think that's all we're on right now.
Hmm.
I think that's it.
So if somebody wants to get involved and help, I know you said that you use the community and use the community as much as possible. If somebody wants to get and help in if they have expertise in the areas that is needed, uh,
Mm-hmm.
how do they get involved with get in touch with you that way?
Oh, that's awesome. So if you go
You're
to
muted.
W, oh, no, it's not. That's really weird.
We can't hear.
Oh, hold on a second. That's really strange. Can you hear me
I think
now?
when she left,
There we, oh, when
let
she
me
left,
see.
something might have happened. Can you hear me now?
Nope. This StreamYard thing, y'all, is crazy.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
You can still hear her? All right, we're gonna do it a different way here so we don't have to go out and come back in. I'm just gonna go
Okay.
on YouTube and continue listening that way.
Okay.
It might be a small delay. Um, let's see. It might be a small delay. Okay, so how can if someone with the expertise, if you heard my question, get involved with you on that.
Okay, perfect. If you go to www.theisoseries.com, and it'll say submit a tip.
Can you hear echo or something?
I do hear an echo. And so you can log in from right there, or you can send us an email from that same website. And the phone
And
number that's on there, you can
you also
also
said that you had a
text.
friend that had a book that was out that you wanted to drop in a link so we can go out and get.
Yes, let me tell you what it is. Oh, I hope I didn't leave you. Hang on a second. I'm gonna tell you what it is. I think this is it. It's called Swans Don't Swim in a Sewer. Sorry. It's called Swans Don't Swim in a Sewer.
Okay. I wonder what happened to the volume. I'm trying to fix this volume is while you're speaking.
That's okay. No worries.
Mm-mm-mm. All right. I don't know what happened to this stream yard. One drops off, then the volume goes off of there. But I'm gonna tell you, it's been a pleasure. Again, y'all, we've been talking about this for a couple of months now. We finally got the time where both of us is off at the same time. Um, and she finally at the house because she travels a lot too. And like I said, worked the 12 hours at the hospital and everything. So it's been a pleasure. Should we expect the first episode to come out?
The very first one should come out somewhere between mid to late May.
All right. Mid to 8 May. I will keep everybody updated on that. When the first series come out, we're going to support you. We're going to support you as much as we can. And we'll watch the series. Me, uh, uh, me and my fiance, we love watching shows like this. So we would definitely be on it. And hopefully, and like I said, hey, look, after this interview, who knows? Oprah might call you tomorrow. You know what I'm
She
saying? We
better
be
call
praying
me.
for it.
She better call me. That's mama. That's my mom. That's my real mama.
So let's after your first series come out, let's get back together and let's discuss your series and to see what get some input on how everything went um and do a second part of the interview and how you feel about it and everything and
Absolutely.
like I said, I can't wait.
I'm excited. I am so excited. Thank you so much for this opportunity. You have no idea. I cannot wait. Oh, you can also find me on Facebook. I have several groups that I only think I got like one. I think I got 8 people in one of my groups. In my ISO group, I only got 8 people. So we're still trying to build. So anybody come on Facebook, join my page, join our group, ISO, and you'll see the same as the picture in the background.
Gotcha. Well, ladies and gentlemen, hey, it's been a pleasure to have Miss Nicholle Brock up here. She is the producer. She's the actress in the show. She's gonna be all over the place. She's gonna be all over the place. So y'all remember this face right here because I got a good feeling that God is going to move her and her
Oh,
production team straight to the top. And this show is going to be not only on or was it on TV? I believe it's going to come out of all over the place. Tell her. They said type in the website.
Oh, awesome.
Which website?
Oh, yeah, that's right. You should see it.
I got it. It's in the back there. Paste. Well, again, it's been a pleasure. Thank you, everybody, for coming out and getting some information. There was a lot of information that was given out today by Miss Nicholle. Maybe next time her partner in crime can come up and share some on the side that she does. And we're gonna keep this going. Y'all look out for this show. ISO Melanated Missing Murdered. Thank you so much, Miss Nicholle, for coming up. And
Thank
you know
you.
me, I see you at work. So
Yep. I'll be
we'll
back this
continue
weekend.
discussing it.
I love it. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this opportunity.
Yes, ma'am. And everybody, y'all stay safe. God bless. And remember to stay prayed up. And on that note, Sniper is out.
Nice. Good night, everybody.